Reaction continues to pour in from both President Biden's doubters and defenders. After his news conference yesterday, Biden repeatedly insisted he can do the job for another 4 years. Meanwhile, lawmakers on both sides scrutinized him and his abilities. NBC 10 political commentator Sue O'Connell joining us now. Sue, last night the president had two slip-ups, and one was kind of right off the bat. So first he introduced Ukrainian President Zelensky as President Putin before correcting himself, which he did. And then he referred to Donald Trump as his vice president. A few months ago, people may have just dismissed all of these mistakes, Joe being Joe. You know, he makes a lot of these kind of gaffes. But what about it happening now?
Hey, JC, you know, when you and I are working together on Canton Confidential and you ask me a question about what happened in the courtroom and I have to extemporaneously come up with the names, who's more likely to flub the names of the people we're talking about?
I mean, I don't want to say you need me, but you kind of needed me.
I do need you, and I always welcome and encourage the corrections and saving me from getting names wrong. So just as I don't criticize Rudy Giuliani's hair color spray or Donald Trump's fake tan, because I have all those things, I'm loath to criticize Biden mixing up some names. However, if you told me the next mistake I make could be it would result in my last day of employment, I probably wouldn't make one. So last night's Joe Biden, yes, it was the Joe Biden we know, but we can't unsee the Joe Biden from debate night. So he needed to do a better job avoiding those flubs, and I don't think that he did.
Yeah, there's not a lot of room for error on this one. The White House has said that those who are calling for the president to step aside are the elites. I mean, historically, it's Republicans who call people elites in order to sort of dismiss their criticism. Is the divide over Biden in elites versus regular Joes, or is Biden just sort of dipping into that Republican playbook?
Well, JC, the Biden campaign is actually fighting for its life, and it's a civil war, so nothing is off the table when it comes to that. But look, the overwhelming majority of elected officials publicly calling for Biden to drop out of the race are white, but they're also asking to replace him with Kamala Harris, so you've got that. And so far, the Congressional Black Caucus, they've been supporting Biden, though two Black Caucus members who spoke on condition of anonymity told NBC that as this time continues dragging on, Biden's candidacy is getting weaker. But earlier today, also, Biden had a call with the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, and Representative Mike Levin called on Biden to step aside on the call. So it's not just the lawmakers, but voters, right? They've been expressing age concerns all along. So I'm not exactly sure who these elite people are that the Biden campaign are talking about.
So let's add another little twist in here. The RNC is next week. Republicans don't want Joe Biden to drop out of the race because they do think that Donald Trump can beat him. So when it comes to their primetime speeches, will they pull back? Or will they lay into him like they traditionally would and risk the possibility that those attacks could work too well? And then the Democrats go to a preferred candidate and President Biden does step away.
So, JC, this campaign, this Trump campaign is unlike other Trump campaigns. They are incredibly disciplined. It is incredibly well run. And Trump, either because he's been busy in court or he just wants to win because he's afraid and needs to keep his money, has been listening to them. The Republican convention may be an opportunity for Republicans to focus on their message, get that out there, and balance that with the criticisms of Biden's record while announcing the Republican platform in the Trump VP pick, right? If the will he or won't he Biden saga continues, the Republicans may be better off just getting out of the way and letting it play out.
Sue, as always, thank you so much for your insights. And of course, you can go join Sue and Corey and Matt Pritchard every Sunday morning on At Issue as they recap political headlines around the country as well as here in New England. That's at 11:30 right after Meet the Press with Kristen Welker.